banter. All right.
I have no idea. I mean, hell. Not like I think you know what you're doing anyways. I'm just saying you're a dingling.
Y'all ever heard that Chuck Berry song, My Dingling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
I'm just enjoying torturing people. That's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
But I know what my other favorite pastime is?
Let's not go there.
Why not? I'm working on paddles.
All right. And yeah, we're actually live, but we have the countdown going. So yes, 47, 46. I probably should add a robotic voice every to this.
No, that would be annoying as fuck.
That's the point.
And then everyone would leave, and nobody would like you.
I can't say people like me as it is, but you know.
Well, I do.
Well.
Ever repeat that, I'll kill you, but...
It's caught on camera, though. That's the thing.
You can't be guaranteed that. You said you're not sure if it'd pick you up or not.
Well, wait, what?
You said it might pick us up.
Yeah.
It does pick us up.
And now I have plausible deniability because I'm not on camera. You can't prove it was me.
But you're...
shit.
Yeah, her cat is a ventriloquist, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we are, live. Welcome.
I hope I remember one band
stream, and I'm here to do just that.
Yep. We have two parts. We have our two usual members. We have Tristan, who plays the who's the balance usually. And then, well, he does a good job keeping me focused.
Yeah.
And that takes a large job too.
Usually,
so,
yes.
Yeah, my actual title is Lane's handler.
Yeah, he's in charge. He's in charge of the whip and the leash.
Yeah, it's the adult version of one of those helpers.
Hey, I didn't know you swung that way. Hail that.
Only if I get to be Big Spoon.
Oh my god.
Well, I do have lots of stuff to talk about. Like I've been on a journey both north and south, and I've been from one end of the country to the other. It's great.
What the hell is? What the hell?
Sorry, my boss just hit fully funded for his book.
Nice. Oh wait! Who is it? Friend of yours?
My boss.
Oh, hit his.
Alasmat. His book just hit fully.
Whoa!
Just popped up, refreshed, fully funded.
That's awesome.
That's what I said.
Applesauce. Hey! Applesauce. For Alasmat.
Yay!
No, for real, that is actually really fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's only halfway through the first time period on the Indiegogo. He hasn't hit, if he wants to renew, he hasn't hit in demand period, nothing. 2 weeks in, he's funded.
That's awesome.
Yay! Now I'm all squeaky. Sorry, you just got me in a good mood.
Fine.
And I'm going to drop the link so people can see that and chip in if they want in chat. I'm happy. Hail, boss man. Yay.
All right. So, Indiegogo projects. You know, I'm actually gonna look at this. Holy shit! 15 days left. 100%. God damn.
And that trailer video is the song that I worked on.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
That was actually really cool.
I'm so happy right now.
The graphic novel, the manga.
Oh my gosh.
What are the differences in these?
Okay, the Met is going to actually be done in slightly different art style and back to front and all that like they do in Japan.
Well, yeah.
The hardbound the normal way, there's variant covers, and then he has actually a version in Spanish.
Is that what Draco Guerrerista is?
That's actually in Spanish.
Yeah, okay. And the Vic King variant cover, Peter Gilmore variant cover, the hardcover edition. What's the hardcover edition?
That means it's actually being done in a special edition hardcover book instead of just a standard comic style.
Oh God, Alright, so standard and Peter Gilmore. Who's Peter Gilmore?
The one who works with Mandy Summers all the time.
Oh, nice. I honestly don't know who these people are. I mean, not because I've just never met them. So, but no, that is cool. That is absolutely awesome.
Happy. That's so awesome. That's so great.
Yes, applesauce for last man.
Yay.
Oh God. No, that's really good. And it's still 15 days out, so there's a chance it could double. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I might actually back it too, if only to join in.
Mm-hmm. And the great thing about this is his black and white, but it's not the same version of the book that I'm colorizing. It's actually the rewrite he did later, so the story and artwork is different than the one I'm doing. So when we do my edition in the future, it won't be the same book.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Hail AFK.
Hey, Jiggly darling. You're supposed to be in here, bitch.
Yeah, I was hoping she would join, but you know.
I want my girl.
Oh, right. Hold on. There we go.
Focus, you asshole. I mean,
we're in character, ladies and gentlemen. Kai, how you doing, buddy? We're back. I'm back for real. For realsies.
Awesome.
Are we back? I don't know. It's been so long. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm scared.
It's been 3 weeks.
But I haven't been around even longer, man. The PS5 came out, and I didn't even get on to complain about how fucking...
AFK.
Yeah.
Enterprise.
Yeah. She's here in spirit. Hey, you know what? That's good enough for me, honestly. Fucking hell. I haven't done this in a while, so...
Yeah, it's not a technical word. It's the closest way to spell the translation of the character's name, because the character's name isn't technically a word either. So there's a little liberty in the character name. But just think of it like any other English character where they make up a name and it's close to a real name. No, he knows what he's doing. Trust me, this is a very Hispanic boy who does speak the language who's writing this.
So.
Thank you. I'm just that picked up my spirits. I don't know AFK, but I can handle them.
Who was the new foe this week? It was.
What are we fighting?
No, Oh God, give me a second. Oh wait, why the fuck am I? saying, "Give me a second. I have." Oh
Always AFK. Always.
my god!
You knew I was trouble and you invited me on.
I'm saying
No way
nothing.
you framed it.
You two together, you two alone break my focus as it is. You two together, I don't have any focus.
Well,
Is this why every time Sith
We
comes
haven't really-
to say hi to me anymore?
we haven't really picked a topic yet. We really should.
AFK,
Start
honey.
talking.
Every time Sith comes and says hi to me, the first thing he asks is, "Where's your girlfriend? Where's AFK? I want to see her."
Hey, man, Tristan, we don't need a topic. Just start talking, man.
I tried, man. It's pretty cool.
No topic, just speak.
So like I said, the PS5 was announced, and the only thing they're keeping away from is the price. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be expensive? You think would you buy it for $500?
No.
No, really? Well, it's probably going to be $500. I'm guessing right now. They're taking a hit on it.
As it stands, I don't think I'm going to buy it anyway.
I mean, either.
I don't buy new stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I don't necessarily have an interest in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, super expensive. They've been actually, like, I've been seeing news pop about the price of the Xbox One X and the PS5. They're like, it's going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive. It's like, I mean, these are all relative terms, right? Like, back in the 90s, Sega ran these ads with a Sega Saturn. At the end of the ad, it said only $399.
Only.
Like, oh, only $399. Jeez.
Jesus.
Wow.
So.
Now I get to sit here and paint while we talk.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty girl.
But as I said, I've been on my travels. How far have you gone recently, Lane? Have you just stuck around?
Man, I've been around. I've been around Holden, Eddington, Brewer.
Have you seen any?
I've been working most of my time. I've been working or I've been sleeping. And in my free time, I've been working on that animation I was trying to show you earlier.
And in his free time, he's been working on sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, that too. Stop it.
Yeah. Well, my question for you is: have you seen any fucks given about coronavirus anymore?
No.
Okay. No, I wasn't quite sure, but I went on a trip to Alabama, which meant I also had to do a layover in Charlotte. And other than in the airport itself, and even in the airport, there were actually like a limited amount of fucks given. Like people wearing the mask is a formality, right? Yeah, I guess I'll wear this because it's the airplane's like the thing, but
the airplane is the thing.
Yeah, but
Bull Moose is open again.
Yeah.
No, for real. Bull Moose is open again.
No, but are they still limiting customers, or are they just letting people in?
Well, the state is. I think the state still has their limits in place, and some places are, just because for the sake of it, it's like try to keep it as few people as possible. Yeah, Bull Moose has it down to 15 people at a time.
Yeah,
and they also have the checkout pretty much one quick easy line that's barred off. And honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like everybody's too fucking sanitized.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of evidence in the world that says that over protection, over germ killing, and stuff like that, while it may prevent you from getting one specific disease in the short term, actually increases your odds of getting it in the long term and actually decreases your ability to fight it.
Yeah.
So
I
was in Alabama, and I think people are a bit more America out there anyway in general. But it's, like I went to the beach, because every time I go to Alabama, I have to go to the Gulf. If I'm there, I might as well go touch the Gulf Ocean a little bit. My nephew got attacked by flying fish or something, which was interesting. But freaked him out. He didn't know what was going on. Like, it bit his chest.
A flying fish. You
serious? So he said he saw one, and then a few other fish hit him in the back in the water. So
you should have given him a flyer flower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. And then I saw like a black fish looking thing about this big in the water. And I said, CJ, look, it's like a nurse shark or something. He's like, oh.
Creeping your friend out while you're at it. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely was a bigger fish / possibly a shark by the looks of it. I mean, but,
yeah.
like, it wasn't going to hurt anybody. It was just an interesting thing. But anyway, on the beach, like everybody, not a single soul was wearing a mask. Nobody was giving any fucks. It's like
no fucks given, man.
They were done. Those people were there on a fucking. Some of them were just there on the weekend, but others were there on vacation. They're just fucking done with that shit, right? Like, yeah, no, I got to live my life now. Fuck.
It's like, fuck this. And then everyone, well, you also got to remember, you have, everybody's been flip-flopping. Look, people have, okay, I'm not going to say people. We know who the fuck it is. But this particular group of people has been flip-flopping like a giant horse dick in an earthquake over whether it's something to worry about or not.
Yeah.
Like, it swings one way.
Meaning at the moment.
Huh?
Depending on what they're after politically at the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Do they want control of your private life, or do they want to go out and riot and steal stuff like little bitches?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like, and never mind the fucking fact that these riots are always called fucking mostly peaceful protests.
As the building burns behind the guy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a 1,000-man protest, but it's not okay to have a Trump rally.
Right? It's like, yeah, it's. I mean, can we just say something here? I mean, we all know, like I said, I'm not going to get too political on it, but we all know that there's a long-standing joke that if Trump came out tomorrow and endorsed oxygen and nitrogen, people would hold their fucking breaths just to spite him.
The way I look at it right now is that the protests and riots are literally just the opposite of a Trump rally at this point, right? Like they're.
It's an anti-Trump rally. No, it's an anti-community rally because look, let's be real about this. The shit they're pulling is not doing anything to Trump. None of it is making him, like, in a completely real sense here, but devoid of any political ideology. Nothing they're doing is hurting the people they want to oppose.
Yeah, it's probably helping.
Destroying their own communities. And it's making their ideology as a whole, it's making them look more and more like lunatics, which is
well, they are. So
I was gonna say that's a pretty fucking hard sell when they're already on the lunatic fringe. That is beautiful, Rosetta. I love that.
I gotta get the blend in, and then I gotta come in and darken the whole thing a bit.
AFK went quiet. No, it's like Razor Fist actually talked about it in his recent Chaz video. He's like, what, I'm only bringing it up because I watch it. I fucking get a kick out of his stuff anyway. But he brought up a really excellent point. He's like, what out of any of that makes Trump look bad? Exactly. What exactly does any of that do to Trump's reputation?
I mean, they were just hoping he'd walk in with the military and essentially invade the joint.
They saw that.
But
I mean,
they vastly underestimated his intelligence in that regard, because he even said in the rally, he's like, I'm not going to fucking do that.
Yeah, it's like, we should probably just watch it burn. I mean, let's be real. In a very specific constitutional sense, he does have that right on reserve if the state itself isn't doing anything about the threat that if the insurrection, which is technically what these riots are becoming, insurrections or attempted insurrections, that's what Chaz was.
That's insulting to real insurrections.
Well, I've in a definition in a strict definition meaning is what I mean. Technical.
That's what I meant.
Whether they're actually efficient at it or not, or a real insurrection, is beside the point. I'm just talking about.
It's not. I got you tongue-tied.
In a very specific, in a very technical sense, it's what the start of it is, because they're posing a threat to the rights of other citizens in the country or in the state, in their city, their areas. And because the states aren't doing anything to protect those rights, the governors are ignoring it, letting them have fucking carte blanche to destroy the city, destroy property, destroy the businesses of other people, which technically counts as property at a certain level. They're
your businesses are fucking property. They're
Well,
your
yes.
property. And just like these people who say businesses aren't people, there should be voting rights for them. The owners of the businesses are fucking people. They have a right to be heard and be out there.
What it is corporations technically aren't people.
No, they're not technically people, but they use it as an excuse to basically say that the people that are running corporations don't have a right to a voice in the system.
Right.
Same way they try to
like,
use separation of church and state to tell people who are religious that you don't have a right to be a part of the system because you're just some religious hate monger. They take these things to an extreme to try to silence people's rights when they were designed to actually enforce them.
Yes, exactly. But because of all of this, because of what they're doing is threatening the rights and pretty much deprive. Hello, sorry. Jesus Christ.
I love getting people tongue-tied.
That wasn't tongue-tied. That was me suppressing the hiccup.
I know. I'm just kidding. This is what you have to learn with me. Any chance to give you shit, I'm going to do it.
I haven't forgotten the lesson that you've been trying to impart on me.
I want to swing things to a bit funnier direction, if that's okay.
Well, I wasn't finished making my point, but okay.
Finish making your point. I'll swing it out.
I was going to say, in a specific sense, he technically has the right to do that by invoking the Insurrection Act. The governors aren't doing their part to protect the constitutional rights of the people, which, when you really think about it, boil it down to basic essences, they're breaking federal law.
Yeah.
The Constitution, I mean, like I said, I'm going to sound like a pretentious little twat, but I need to make this distinction. What?
But you are one.
Yes, okay, you know what? I'm confusing myself with my camera. I'm holding my chopsticks in this hand, and it's showing. Oh my fucking Christ! I haven't done this in so long. I'm all over the place.
So, I just want to go ahead.
They're technically breaking federal law. He technically has the right to go in and shape them up with National Guard, whatever, and no one would be able to cry that he's a dictator or that he's being unconstitutional because it's fucking there in the Constitution. In the articles with the Insurrection Act that was pretty much added to the code and all of that. It's there. It's written. He has that power.
Well, technically, they can ice raid any city that makes itself a sanctuary city.
They could.
Jeez.
See, the thing with federal law versus state law. A lot of people say, well, the states don't necessarily have to enforce federal law. In a certain sense, they don't. But in the same time, federal law does supersede state law. The Constitution says federal law is the law of the land.
And that you can't just override people's constitutional rights just because you're the state.
Right, exactly. And even though every state has its state constitution, the federal constitution supersedes all of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. So all of these and a lot of these people defending, states' rights to do gun control and everything. It's like, well, it's a states' rights. It's not the federal government. It's like the states still have to follow that outline because the Constitution is by the decree in the Constitution itself federal law. It basically the document itself cites itself as federal law. It references itself saying this document acts as be-all, end-all federal law. It is a federal law. You have to follow these rules.
Yeah.
Anything that's unconstitutional is technically breaking federal law.
Mm-hmm.
But
Lane got disconnected. No.
I'm just trying to get the details on this thing done. See? Just trying to add some depth to it.
yes, that looks nice. Okay.
Lane, you broke up there for a moment.
Yeah, we all kind of glitched out for a second. I don't know.
No,
what the
it's just
hell
you.
happened. Yes, I know. And then my screen glitched out a little bit. So
Yeah.
anyway, now that we got the semi-serious thing out of the way,
Yeah, well,
what is it you were gonna?
Okay, so Lane, do you have cell phone insurance?
What?
Do you have cell phone insurance? Let me rephrase it. Have you ever had or currently have cell phone insurance?
Do you mean you're not talking about the type of coverage protection that the companies offer.
No, that's exactly what I'm asking. Rose, do you have it? Do you have cell phone insurance?
Nope.
Okay. Well, Lane got cut off again, so.
I don't buy phones that are expensive enough to be worth it.
Yeah. Well, this is where I'm going to go from here. But
Fucking Christ.
Yeah. So, but have you ever paid for cell phone insurance? You know, you go to the company and like, do you want to insure your cell phone for an extra $5-10 a month?
Hell no.
No.
So no, you haven't done that. But it might be a good thing, especially if you got caught up in all this stuff. Let's say you lived in the Chaz and somebody comes up and smashes your phone. I don't know if you've ever read the terms of service of these things, but they're actually quite funny. At the end of the terms of service, you'll find a very peculiar passage. And in preparation for this, I found one I found that was really amusing, and I'd like to read it for you.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is the exclusions, and this is the very bottom of the list. Most of the exclusions are just like, you dropped the phone, or
some exclusions apply.
Yeah, but let me read these exclusions, and we'll discuss. It says Part L, any loss or damage caused by or through or in consequence, directly or indirectly, of nuclear hazard, meaning any weapon employing atomic fission or fusion, or nuclear reaction or radiation, or radioactive contamination from any other cause.
Oh my God.
But we will pay for direct physical loss caused by resulting fire, if the fire be covered under this certificate.
Oh my
Loss
God.
caused by or resulting from war, including undeclared or civil war.
Wait.
Action.
There's a provision that says the insurance will not cover damage if it's in a civil war.
Yes. Let's continue to read this. You know, I want to reconsider your cell phone insurance if anybody watching has it. So anyway, let's loss caused by or resulting from war, including undeclared or civil war, warlike action by a military force, including action hindering or defending against an actual expected attack by any government, sovereign, or authority using military personnel or other agents, or insurrection, rebellions, revolution, usurped power of action taken by government authority in hindering or defending against any of these. And it keeps going. Loss caused by or resulting from governmental action, meaning seizure or destruction of property by order of governmental authority, including economic and trade sanction as provided under applicable law and U.S. Treasury Department guidelines.
Now, I have to ask, are those new additions, or do we know if they've always been there?
Well, I first saw these when I was working in Walmart around 2009. And I can say that they've lightened up a little bit. But I found one from Wells Fargo that wasn't quite as funny. And it says, damage or theft resulting from abuse, intentional acts, fraud, hostilities of any kind, including but not limited to war, invasion, rebellion, or insurrection, confiscation by authorities, risk of contraband, illegal activities, normal wear and tear, flood, earthquake, radioactive contamination, or damage from inherent product defects. A bit shorter and sweeter and covers about the same thing. Yeah, the one I just read.
Normal wear and tear can really be used against almost any breakdown.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, no, damage or theft resulting from misdelivery or voluntary parting with cell phone.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, cell phone insurance won't cover you if you decide to join Antifa and you happen to...
That's okay. I actually have a brain and a soul, so that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, no, I just thought I'd read that out loud because it sounds humorous when you do. No, you know, when you were working in the cell phone, you're always encouraged to sell these warranties, and I felt like take a look at the terms
and conditions.
Yeah. So that's that.
That's interesting.
I always thought it was. I mean,
I like the question in chat.
Huh?
Look at your chat, fucker.
Which chat?
Did he really just say which chat?
I don't see a question. I just see, oh, crap, I get... Oh, they include radiation beforehand or some kind of radioactive phone. I mean, it just seems odd, right? I mean, if a nuke hits your town, I think you have way bigger concerns than getting your fucking cell phone replaced under warranty or under.
I mean, it could have Imagine Dragons on there.
Yeah.
And they're trying to return that because it gets stuck and it's radioactive.
Yeah.
But
returns will not be issued for phones containing music from U2.
Or shitty rock bands.
Yeah. Jeez.
How do they define music from YouTube, though? Are they saying any artist that's posted on YouTube, or are you saying you got it from YouTube?
Mm.
Is that an actual, or was he just being I think he was being a smartass, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually included that shit just to be assholes about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was visiting 3 Mile Island, and I went a little too close, and now my phone got irradiated. Man lifts up his rotting-ass hand as it falls off, trying to hand the phone over.
Yeah.
Did you replace this for me, buddy?
Yeah.
So your phone's never much farther from you than, a few inches, right? You're usually holding on to your phone, so...
Most people do not let their phone out of 18 inches with their...
So if your phone gets hit by a nuke, chances are you've already been hit by the nuke too.
Yeah. There we go. That's got the shading better. You can see more of the shape of the stars system now. Not the stars.
I don't see any stars. You need more stars.
I said I have to put the stars, you dipshit.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I don't see any stars either. Do you have them there?
Not yet.
Stars are
kind of effect.
Oh man. So, do you ever shop at GameStop anymore, or anywhere that sells games like Walmart? They always try to sell you hey, would you like to put the protection plan on your game for $4? Oh yeah, dude, this thing is radioactive. Did you pull this out of your pocket?
As he's standing at the counter, just morphing into this mutant. No. Rosetta, you have a fan of your paddle.
Oh, AFK is always a fan of my work. She's such a sweetie.
I gag in your general direction.
Fuck you, you fucking fuck. It's just the casualness in which that sentence comes off my tongue, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck you, yeah, fucking fuck. I'm half expecting you to say it with an accent like Joe Pesci, like, all right, yeah, fuck.
I can't do accents for the shit.
Yeah, fucking Christ. That reminds me of Goodfellas. I gotta watch that again. That was a good movie.
I've been in a movie watching mood. I just haven't been watching them. I've been busy cleaning my house and doing chores.
Huh?
Well, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but there was always a pile of cardboard sitting about here.
What?
About there.
The side of you over here?
Yeah, where I'm pointing, where the tip of my finger is. There used to be a pile of cardboard there.
Yeah, I have to.
I'm gonna ignore you guys and blow the wood.
Yeah. Well, I grew some big boy hairs, and I finally took them to the dump. And
what are we talking about? Blowing wood now? All right. Anyway, what would we do without Rosetta, Tristan?
I don't know.
We'd probably have a serious conversation, but we would have.
Yeah.
The fuck, that would be fun.
Well, with him and I, it's fun.
Dark boy, that is my life.
You say him and I, for real. Him and I, if it was just him and I on a stream, we could talk for hours about anything.
I think we've done that a couple times, though.
We have. Oh, by the way, you were talking about doing a stream from the road.
Yeah,
we can do that now.
Nice.
StreamYard updated itself. We can have 10 people, up to 10 people on the stream, and now you can set up streams and host streams.
Oh my god, AFK, that's bad.
From the mobile phone.
Yeah.
You can polish wood, AFK.
Yeah, you can get.
You can put a little finish on it. You can make it nice and smooth, no splinters.
Freaking glass on the back here where I've already finished and polished.
You have to pay for $10 for what? For splinters and wood, or for?
No, you have to pay for the 10 people on stream. They don't do it for free accounts.
Well, I don't have a free account.
That's what she's saying, though. She's letting people know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's.
Well, now the only thing we have to worry about is if we go to like Bucksport, that either of our cell phones will maintain signal, because mine sure as hell won't.
Yeah.
I don't get signal in Bucksport. Fuck that. We can do the great I-95 stream as we drive to Portland for no reason.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know when I'm going to be back up next. Maybe next weekend, maybe the weekend after. I've kind of traveled out, man. All this travel, north, south. Haven't gone east or west. Really, I've just kind of gone north, south. But I didn't even get any souvenirs. I got myself some seashells and promptly left them there in Alabama. Oh, I got something Lane might like. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hollywood Squares. Oh, come on. Oh, God. That would be a lot of fun.
Because this has to set a little bit before I can actually paint the stars in. It's too wet.
I'm waiting to
wet. Do you want to know what I've been doing with it?
No inappropriate things with paddles, please. I'm a very delicate person.
It's a wet paddle.
So I went to a video game shop, and I don't have many Atari Lynx games, and I found this one for like $20. There we go.
Oh, you motherfucker!
That's
the old arcade version.
No, this is the Lynx game. I don't know how it actually plays.
No, I think they ported. Actually, I'm not entirely sure now.
I mean, the Lynx is a pretty capable little handheld, but supposedly.
Atari Lynx. Yeah, that's that's a port of the arcade version.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My Atari Lynx is at home. I haven't gotten it in a while, but I only have one game for the thing, so I never yank it out. Now I have two, and one of them's good. I don't know. Randomly, one day I saw a store had an Atari Lynx, so I grabbed one, and then it just had one game with it. I'm like, kind of cool, right? And then
what game was it?
Food Fight, which is like a game by Atari. You're a scientist, and the scientist creates a liquid that somehow, I can't remember what it's supposed to do to food, but what it actually does is it turns the food into sentient beings, and then he gets transformed into like some sort of vegetable that looks like the big green giant. And so you have to fight your way through your fridge, fighting evil vegetables, and until you like get to the certain point in the game. I couldn't get past the second level; it was boring.
Sounds something like Burger Time.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was actually such a really goofy arcade game, Burger Time.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of Burger Time is you're making these gigantic hamburgers.
Yeah.
And you have to avoid these evil salt shakers coming after you, and
those could cause high blood pressure.
These eggplants, and then you have to walk across. You walk across this way. It's like you
walk
across the burger patty, and then you walk across the tomato and the lettuce, and then it all just kind of falls down. Like, okay.
That's an interesting game.
Okay.
I haven't actually played it though.
There's another one that I played. Do you remember Midway Arcade Classics?
Yeah.
That one. There was one that I played on the first one, called Root Beer Tapper.
Oh, gee. That's the one where you're throwing the beers at the
That's the one where you're throwing the beers and everything.
Let's go back to old Sega games, all right?
What old Sega games do you want to play? Or do you want to talk about?
Well, you're talking about really weird niche games that were obviously committed kind of as either propaganda or this. No. I have what I was going to talk about.
Oh, hold on. We have somebody coming in. The Rookie Critic. Oh, hello, sir.
Oh, what's up, guys?
How's it going? This is a rare occurrence. This is a real honor.
I want to greet him, but can I say this before I forget here?
Yes.
Because what I was starting to say is there was one we were broke as F. So when I finally got a game system off my brothers for the old Sega, my mom got this box from a thrift store of ones that were donated because they couldn't sell them.
Yep.
Games. I had all kinds of weird ones. One of them was called Bubba and Stick, which was literally about a redneck running around beating up aliens with freaking bubble gum and a stick.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I've seen it in my. Jeez.
The thing is, it actually played.
Bubba and
It just
Sticks?
was really stupid at the same time.
Yeah. When I got it at the rental back in the day, was like a Chester Cheetah game for Sega Genesis, and I remember having fun with it at the time. But like I've seen in recent years, people shitting all over it, and then when I go back and try and play it, I just can't seem to find where the fun was at either. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the innocence of a child.
All right, can I interrupt for a second? Just because we do this all the time when we have new people come in. We need applesauce for the rookie critic. Applesauce, ladies and gentlemen.
As is tradition with and Lane stream, that the rookie critic needs to present a topic for us to bitch about.
No, that's a good tradition. But we're actually on a really good topic. You know what? Yeah, rookie, go for it. Bring in a topic, something for us to bitch about.
I don't know. You guys were talking about some of these ancient devices. What?
Oh, we started talking. We were talking about. Well, he started talking. He showed us his. I guess he got a new find for his Atari Lynx, which was I guess he found a copy of Ninja Gaiden.
Okay. Which
Ninja Gaiden for the Atari Lynx. I don't know how familiar you are with the Ninja Gaiden series.
0.
Well, that's good. But you've heard of the games, the NES and the modern games. The Atari Lynx version is actually a port of the old arcade version of Ninja Gaiden. It started as an arcade game, actually. Nice. And that's what he picked up. Not really. It's kind of a pain in the ass game to play, to be honest with you.
Most arcade games were because they wanted people to have to keep paying to play them over and over and over.
Well, that's what arcade games were back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
They were fun. And then that sort of led to we were talking about Burger Time. We were talking about Food Fight for the Lynx. And then Root Beer Tapper.
So since the rookie asked that question, I have a question for you three. What would happen if a mommy Game Gear and a daddy Game Boy made a baby?
I don't answer dumb questions.
Nice.
But the answer's right here.
What is that?
It's a Turbo Express. It's a Turbo Graphics in a handheld.
That is a brick. Wow.
Yeah, it actually is really nice. It actually is the first example of an active matrix LCD screen, which is the same kind of screen used these days. But
it was
if you go to play a Game Gear, it has that passive matrix screen, so there's a lot of ghosting. But at the time, they were lower power, so they used them in the handhelds until.
It looks like an engine for a scooter. I don't.
You better look at it.
It's probably much bigger than the camera is actually letting on. That thing is a fucking beast.
Yeah. So it's a like Game Boy. It takes batteries like a Game Gear.
Yeah.
It's like if you took the Game Gear and held it sideways.
Well, that's what I think. That's the best comparison. Is if you made a Game Gear and a Game Boy have a baby, this is what it would look like. It even has like a TV tuner. I don't have mine with me, but because it's useless anyway. But yeah, you can attach a TV tuner here. It's like it sits on the side like a wart.
How is it useless?
A TV tuner.
Well, the TV tuners for the Game Gear and this thing are useless because we don't use analog signals anymore for TV.
I know, Tristan, I was being funny. Although, that said, I'd be willing to bet somebody might have figured out how to turn that tuner into a digital TV tuner.
So actually, what's funny is they do both the tuners for the Game Gear and this have an analog input. Just the yellow wire. You have to find the right cable to put it in there, but you can do that, and you can play other things on that screen. So you can usually I could take my PS4 can't do yellow, but
no, they can't. They do straight HDMI.
You can take your PS3 and plug it into this thing, and you can watch your PS3 on this screen. I wouldn't advise it, but
we need to try that with an old Sega sometime.
Yeah.
That would be something.
I need to find the TV tuner for the Game Gear at some point.
All right, so rookie, how's the day going for you?
Going pretty good. Going good. Got off work. Did a couple things. Now I'm kind of chilling. I can talk for a few minutes before I gotta go do something else. But yeah, I wanted to pop in and see what y'all are doing.
Oh, happy to have you.
Well,
Yeah, so
I'm
this
sitting
is-
here painting artwork and squealing because I've gotten support recently from some bigger names than, yeah.
Awesome. Good to hear that you're doing
Boss
well.
got funded today, and right now I'm working on painting wall arts for him for his.
Yes.
Kick ass. Nice.
I'll try to show what the games look like here. Oh, no, the camera can't pick that up.
Yeah, too exposed. Yep.
And
Too
Ricky,
exposed.
don't forget that I'm working on Enterprise.
What the hell?
Oh, nice. A paddle. Wow. Okay.
Of course I make paddles. Come on, think about my personality.
Oh no, it fits perfectly. That's why I said, like, of course. Like, it's a
I have
perfect piece.
paddles I made that I'm sending as gifts for Mecca, so hey.
I figured that would go perfect for her set.
Actually, I held one of them up when she was in chat when I was over on Carolyn's channel, and she's, ooh. I was like, uh-oh. Like, uh-oh. That gives us something new to hit things with.
Oh yeah. Then I need to find some targets so that you can actually smack something with them on streams.
So, Kanye West is in the news, and he's related to another topic I just brought up. Did you know what Kanye West, I think, is a true gamer?
I thought he was trying to run for president. I have no idea.
A while ago, this was a few years ago, but he tweeted, like, you know what the best video game system was? The TurboGrafx 16. He said, I used to play Blazing Lasers for hours. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Blazing Lasers. This game is actually really great. So,
If you can
man.
get your hands on a fucking TurboGrafx to play it.
yeah, no, this was, I got this quite a few years ago. Like, I got $260 for it in a bunch of games and the CD add-on. So.
Yeah, but before the collecting craze kicked up,
Yeah,
though, that's
yeah.
what we're saying.
Yeah, no, if I tried to replace it these days, it'd be.
You'd get some article online saying just a console only, no cables, no plugins, $700.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not quite that bad yet, but I'm waiting for it.
What if they started?
Oh, sorry.
I know you're good. Go ahead.
No, you were gonna say something.
I was saying, what if they started to mass produce some of these older game systems again? Like, one of those things you just mentioned. Let's make 10,000 of those and throw them back in.
They'd have to rediscover the technology to do it.
It'd be really hard, like, because a lot of the microchips you need aren't under production anymore, and a lot of them were like custom chips.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Okay.
say,
Genesis
it
was
would,
made with off-the-shelf hardware, but the other two systems in the era were not. So, like, you wouldn't be able to.
I say they'd more or less have to redevelop the entire systems, turn them into a modern system and defeat the
Yeah.
fucking purpose.
Yeah.
But it's actually, it would actually be a really cool idea if they figured out how to do it, though. Like with the old technology, that's not a bad idea.
The FPGA emulation stuff is really where it's gonna end up. Like I brought that over to your house and we played it, and you didn't notice any flaws with it.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah, so like I think eventually somebody's gonna create a handheld that just plays all the systems on an FPGA, and it's just gonna be perfect, right? And
But in the end,
Right.
it's all just emulation too. So
Yeah, I guess I meant like for a collectors anyway. Like
Oh,
if they
yeah.
if they all of a sudden
for-
mass
yes.
produce the things that you spent $1,000 trying to collect, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
you get the $30 now, and it's easy to find. There's no rush.
that
Like,
would actually be really funny, just to spite half of these people.
Yeah, well, because I was trying to get a new N64 because like, the one I have is fine, but I was like, okay, I'll see if there's another one, and there's some used ones out there and some okay conditioned ones and everything. But I was like, what if they, for some reason, wanted to make more of them for a little while? Because a lot of people love to have the old stuff, want the nostalgia.
Yeah.
But then there's like collectors were like, no.
yeah.
I should probably leave Tristan to explain this one because he has a ball talking about how much he hates the collecting scene.
Oh
But,
god.
I'm going to keep it brief for the moment, at least. Part of the reason collecting retro games has gotten so expensive is because of the supposed mainstream popularity of it.
Yeah.
Not to say that retro games, like the so old Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo are niche by any means. Some asshole actually tried saying that in a Facebook group. It's like Sega was kind of niche. I'm like, when it sells, how many consoles did it sell? It's not fucking niche.
It's debated, but Sega Genesis sold about 35 million units to the Super Nintendo's 40 million. But
yeah, collecting old consoles has gotten really stupid because of actual collectors. The people that are
in a way, it's like the collectors seem quite possessive.
Yeah. I also collect old Macs. You can see some of my old Macs behind my bike there, right? That I've collected recently. Yeah. I need to sell some of those, but there was a Macintosh museum in Massachusetts, and the man died, and they decided they were just going to give away his shit. So I went in there to just grab some cool stuff, and people were literally there with trash bags, just shoving shit in, not even knowing what they were doing. And it was kind of sickening, and that's when my wake-up call hit me. I don't want to be one of those kind of people. And there was a kid there who was just looking for parts for his computer. He was probably 11 or 12. And I spent an amount of time helping him find the right parts. But I also spend time helping other people, too. And that's the kind of collector I wish to be. I want to show people, but if they want to do something, I want to help them out. But there were these people that were just shoving shit in bags. They didn't even know what it fucking was.
Oh, they're like, it has value, therefore it has money, therefore therefore I might as well have it and brag to everybody that I have it or something. That's
and therefore I shall espouse bullshit online that I don't know what I'm talking about and try to make $100.
Yeah. So. There was one guy got what's called a Macintosh 2FX, which is a valuable model, but he got it and then he immediately started posting on the forums about him restoring it, and that restored a little bit of my faith in humanity, like because he got it for free, but he was he wanted to share what he got and how he was fixing it. So it's that's the kind of collector I think the world needs, but the ones we got are these, like you said, selfish little pricks who are like, look at all these sports games I got today.
Well, it's like they'll be the ones that set up their display. They'll probably brag about it for a while, but then they'll like keep it locked in their room forever. And then it's like, all right, like I guess it's good that you just kept it and hid it. Like, I don't know.
It's like, why would you buy? It's like you bought something and now you're just gonna keep it behind a case. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I get it for the fact to go, it exists and it is here and look at how it looks and like in a way like preserving it in time kind of.
Yeah.
But then again, that's like so specific. I don't know if I could ever do that. Like I see it's like movies, people collect Blu-rays, but it's nobody goes like, I will never touch the Blu-rays. It's like, they'll probably use the shit out of them.
Like, you collect video games to use them. Like this, I specifically bring this one out because this is one of those games. This is hard to find on the SNES on Super Nintendo. You can find the PlayStation port much easier.
Yeah,
but these especially these old Final Fantasy games. Not just these. There's a lot of them. But
Super Nintendo RPGs in general are very valuable.
Yes. Yeah. But these particular games, well, any Final Fantasy game in particular. People will sell these for ridiculous prices, and they'll just buy them and keep them and not use them. Like, why?
Yeah. It's like you can buy a digital version of it on Steam now. Like, if it's like so, it's not like it's valuable in the fact that you can't play it unless you have it, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like I guess if anything, the use of it with a controller, like with those specific controllers, if they were to. I think the smart move in a way would be to, like you said, you can have them on Steam, and if you have like a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo controller that you could plug into your computer and play it, get the old feeling back. That'd be one thing.
Sorry, the devices that do the translation between those ports and USB exist now, right? You literally just get an adapter, it plugs into your controller, and you plug the other end in your computer. Bam.
Like they have an adapter that could fit like an N64.
I don't know if they have N64, but I know Sega Genesis, NES, and Super Nintendo.
N64 to PC. To USB.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oops.
They make some
that to use to USB, you motherfucker.
One I got recently just to do that kind of stuff was just this Xbox controller. I don't even own an Xbox, but
I gotcha. Yeah, I'll admit, like with consoles, like the Xbox, the modern ones anyway. Yeah. I don't like them as much as I used to because I feel like, especially like when the Xbox One came around, like the 360 was a great example of a good console, and then
Yeah.
Xbox One was like, I played 5 games and its memory was used up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the? And they're like, oh, you can buy an external one for a terabyte thingy. And I'm like, so I already bought the stupid thing, and now I gotta buy all that stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, top one right there, Hyperkin. Yeah, just
Of course, Hyperkin.
Oh,
fucking.
shit.
Now,
What do you
I mean,
know?
I would be completely wary buying anything from Hyperkin because Hyperkin is a junk load of ass.
Yeah,
But no,
Not-
I'm
just a
not.
little-
I am not I'm not exaggerating or being hyperbolic in any sense. I can speak from experience. You see this. Well, I'm sort of pointing at the screen. You can't see where I'm pointing, but the one underneath. I'm pointing and I'm looking at the camera like, can you see me pointing? And I realize no,
if you move
can't
your
see me pointing.
cursor, if you move your cursor, then I'll see it. I think.
Yes, I don't think like that. I'm very literal minded. I'm so used to using my hands all the time.
Right. Well, one of these days they'll make virtual mouses for our PCs, right?
Yeah.
Like with the Kinect and all that.
Yeah, no, that's no, we don't need that.
But they'll make it anyway.
Of course they'll make it. They'll make it.
Regardless of necessity.
It's fucking technology. But these ones, well, not necessarily this particular one. That one's like Dream Wireless or something. But Hyperkin made controllers like this, and they're just how do I put it nicely? They're a sinking Titanic full of ass. That's what they are.
The N64 joystick is actually a piece of shit, even the official one. So
I know that's true. The joystick has broken many a time.
yeah, it's
back in the day.
it's poor
joystick
design on
itself.
Nintendo's part.
The joystick itself is poor, but the mechanics inside is an optical sensor, which is intensely fucking accurate. The only reason I know that is because I kind of tore one apart because I was curious because it was busted anyway. So I'm like, I'll tear this apart, take a look inside, see how it works, to see what compared to the Hyperkin controller that I bought, and the inside it uses I don't know if it's like a 360. It uses 2 optical sensors. I think like 180 optical sensors or something like that. 2 180 ones.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking marvel. I mean, the controllers themselves wear out. They're plastic grinding on plastic, but they're just so insanely accurate compared to the Hyperkin controller I bought, which I don't even remember how it was set up, but it was.
So I don't know how those are working, but the N64 controller uses the optical, but the thing about like an analog stick is that it uses resistors and a length of wire, essentially, right? But the problem is that the formula for resistance is not like a linear formula, as in it doesn't go up with distance, it goes up like exponentially with distance, right? So if you move the joystick halfway, it's not 50% of the resistance, it's something like 75% of the resistance, and that's hard to compensate for, right? So this is why analog sticks can be a little iffy. But the N64 controller was like, well, if you push it up like 6 notches, that's 6 values, right? And that's very accurate because that's based on a physical location of that analog stick at that time, right?
Yeah.
So that is why they did it. But the mechanical part of it is like I said, I think is really poor. And now we just use.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, now we just use resistive analog sticks, and I'm sure it's compensated for with some mathematical formula inside the controller. But
Did Rosetta just leave?
She left a message in the chat. She said she got to go. She had a coughing attack or something. But yeah, said goodbye and hugs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you feel. I can't speak. Someone want to translate?
Yeah.
Better to feel. Yes. There you go. But you guys, speaking of this old stuff, before I head out, I'll head out in a sec too. But do you guys ever play Paperboy?
Yeah,
I love Paperboy. My favorite version. I'm sorry.
I never heard of anybody else that's played it. That's awesome.
How could you? Well, it depends on what you're talking. It depends on what version people are talking about too. Because I played the old NES version. Well, I don't remember when I played.
I didn't know there was more than one version. I played the N64 version, I guess.
It started out in the arcade.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
did not know that.
Well, now you do. No, have you ever heard of Midway Arcade Collection, Rookie?
No.
Well, look it up sometime. I don't know if you have like an old PS2 or a GameCube or a Xbox or something like that, but look it up sometime. Midway Arcade Collections. There's 2 collections that I would recommend, 1 and 2. And they both they have old arcade games that Midway made, and Paperboy is on the first one. Paperboy is on the first one. Marble Madness is on the first one. The old Rampage is on the first one. If you have an interest in old arcade games, and that would be a really good purchase to find. I'm not gonna lie. If you play video games a lot, I think I don't know if you do, but
that's cool. Yeah, I used to, and I feel like every now and then I'll probably dive in and out. Like if I'm working a whole bunch and then I get some time off, I might be like, you know what, and I'm not making videos or something. I'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put my brain into some video games for a bit.
we're just gonna gonna sit and shut the brains off for a little bit. But no, for real, I say, because I have both of those. I think I have both of those collections. I had the collections at one point, and they're a lot of fun, especially if you have a curiosity for some of Midway's old arcade games. They're a lot of fun to go back and play.
Yeah. Well, like I guess the strange appeal with them that I see is like just looking back at the old Paperboy. That's just a simple game. He's going on a paper route, and but then they add a challenge. Okay, you have to do it within a time limit. Okay, there's obstacles that can knock you down. You can run out of paper, so you have to get them. And then there's little points things you can get, little star things, and then there's just like other little things that increase the challenges for it, or they make it really windy roads, and you got to go in a circle again and do it. And it's like, they made such a simple concept, and then added things to it. And then nowadays, I feel like they really struggle to, at least in some games, like in some games, it seems like they lack the substantive content. With like being able to play, and then it's like, oh, so you're just doing the standard, exact same thing you did in the last 10 games again. And it's like, damn it, like where's that little and then like Razor Scooter. There's like a Razor Scooter game that they funny stuff with it, and then like I was like, what? How could they make this a game? And they did, and it was funny.
It's amazing what
Apple the game where you just take pictures, but they make like little challenges and make little things you got to do and tricks you got to find.
I don't really want to tap into the elitist, old man snobbery here, but I'm going to anyway because it's fun.
Fine.
But part of it is, I think a part of it is the fact that most modern games spend too much time on the spectacle, whereas older games, I mean, obviously, older games, the technology was cutting edge, and they still had to work with limits and everything. But they were also doing more for the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that the gameplay looked good, and they'll make the graphics look as best as they can, and all that stuff. But that's more of a second.
Yeah, it was more of a It was more of a shift from. I don't remember exactly when the shift was, but it was right around the mid '90s to 2000s when it started. Games sort of shifted from gameplay oriented to being sort of cinematic, and only the top tier games try to do that. Metal Gear Solid and all of them, but it didn't quite catch on until mid to late 2000s, and that's kind of what's going on now. In addition to every generation having a fad, I say, wasn't it last generation was first person shooters?
Yes,
and then this generation is mostly fucking open world, and now open world / crafting. Now every fucking game has an open world sandbox and has some sort of crafting fucking mechanic, like because it has to, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, and the bigger issue is like as a AAA, mostly as a AAA game developer, you can either wallow in the shit that everyone else is making and hope to make us a decent buck. Or you can experiment and have a 90% chance of losing your money, or a 10% chance of making the next Minecraft, but 1% chance. I'm sorry.
Okay. First,
ways away.
Gotta interrupt for a second. New member, thank you for coming, man. Kai, can we get applesauce for Kai? Applesauce. For Kai.
How's it going, y'all? I heard video game talking. I jumped in.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm the baby on the panel, so talking some old stuff.
Yeah,
how old are you, rookie?
26.
You're not the baby. You've got maybe 5 years under us. You're fine.
Okay.
When we were in 5th grade, you were in kindergarten. That was right around, I don't know, PlayStation era.
Right.
Okay, the old age digs.
Honestly, I was
I
loving
can't-
all you guys talk about classic games and stuff. I learned about the N64 controller. That's some cool shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I learned
I
about
do
the
wanna
N64.
comment on-
I learned about most of the stuff that I learned. I either learned from Tristan over there, or I read about the N64 thing. I figured out because I just tore the fucking thing apart. That was really it. Because
That's still cool.
part of it was no, for real. Part of it was I bought, because this was back when I came back from Massachusetts. Somebody had stolen my old N64.
Yeah.
Old fire orange one I had since, I don't know, I was 10, so I had it for like 15 years at the time. And someone stole that and all the games that was in it. And so I went to the local game store to pick up a controller, a console, and it came with a shit controller. So I'm like, you know what? I'll buy one of these third-party ones that are made in China that I fucking hate. And yeah, it was a bad idea. It worked like shit. And I was curious. It's like, why the fuck does this one not work, even though it's designed to look like an N64 controller? And
There's a lot of ways to fuck it up.
Well, I mean, the Hyperkin, the cheaps, I think it was a Circa controller, not a Hyperkin.
Yeah.
It was the no-name one, the no-name brand.
The Mad Cats.
No, Mad Cats have similar technology.
Kai's got the corona. Stay away from him.
He's got
No, it's not that.
it's the dry heat getting to him. It's not the humidity. It's the dry heat.
I did want to comment on the, like you guys were saying about modern game designs and stuff. Taking a simple concept like the bike route is a great example.
Oh god.
The unnamed duck game is, I think, one of those. It's so beloved because it embodies that. You know, it's a simple concept and just go.
Did you know that I haven't played it, but I did see it, and it looks a lot like an older game called Worms. And Worms is essentially a dead franchise at this point. So I'm glad a game brought it back. Honestly, I don't think copying things is a bad deal, but
Worms. Wasn't that like the first form of battle royale before battle?
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I was trying to remember what it was. I was like,
it was like Worms. Like, I don't mean to get off topic, but I've never played it. My friends talked about it. It's like it's like
I played it.
Really stupid fun games. It's like stupid.
It was more of a computer game. I think there was a console version, but I played it on an old Macintosh. And it's a funny little game. Like the worms say little quips when they die, and it's but it's really low-res graphics. I mean, most Macintosh games at that time were 256 colors and 640 by 480 resolution, and that was like 90% of Macintosh games.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that they take it and made a different game is great. Like I appreciate that, rescuing a genre that is dead.
What genre was Worms 3D? Was it like deathmatch, or what would you call it?
I don't know what you'd call it. Like that's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah, because we don't need to. Oh God! Speaking of genres, you know what people call games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta? They call them character action games. They don't call them beat 'em up. They don't call them hack and slash. They call them character action games.
Well, because
it's just an action game.
Yeah.
It's
very broad.
Yeah.
I say I don't know if you guys
platforming.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watch. Sorry,
I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
Because like they've got so much going on. You said it's a broad description because they've got action, they've got platforming, they've got like the interactive like fight scenes where it's like press B or not press A, and then like your dude's like hacking at shit, and then
quick time events, guy.
What?
I said those are called quick time events.
Time events. All right.
Quick time events.
They're called with the button presses on screen. They're called quick time events.
Quick time events. All right, cool. I didn't actually know the term for that.
They actually have a term. I was being smarmy when I said it. They're one of the worst things to ever exist. No, for real. They're one of the worst things to exist in video games. And there's 2 games responsible for those existing. And both of them were amazing. God of War and Resident Evil 4. I think Resident Evil...
actually, Shenmue had them before that.
Okay, when they got popular.
What, Shenmue's not popular? Go fuck you.
Well, I mean, come on now. Shenmue 3 really isn't.
I couldn't play through the first one, so don't worry about it.
You know, it's like
What the hell is this?
mainstream. That's like
Sorry,
saying
go on.
it's like saying Team Deathmatch was a thing back when Battletoads was still around, but Doom
Yeah.
popularized it. Okay, and which I'm not gonna. I'm going to be a bit of a smartass with certain game mode in Battletoads. You could beat the shit out of your player friend. You could do damage to your friend.
If there weren't enough things to do damage to you already in that fucking game.
Right.
Yo,
Like if you ever, I don't know if the arcade version did it. I
What were you
know.
saying, Ty?
Huh?
oh, I was gonna ask about Shenmue because I looked it up and I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
Well, Shenmue would be an early attempt at like an open world game.
Yes.
It was for the Dreamcast. It was the baby of, I forget his name. I was trying to remember his name, but he's a decent. Yu Suzuki, I think it was Yu Suzuki, and it was his pet project, and it never sold very well. But the game itself has a decent story. But like the small segment I played, the main character's dad gets killed or something. And then, the first thing you do is you go out for the day, you get your allowance from your dad's butler, and then you go out. The first thing you encounter is like this cat. And basically, if you don't feed the cat dies, and then it never comes back. And like, to me, that's kind of where, like, too much pressure, done. Like, I have to remember to feed the cat every day.
If you don't feed the cat one time,
No, it's a couple times, apparently. But that's the kind of detail the game went into. But it's mostly QuickTime events, apparently. I never got into many of the QuickTime events because I didn't get into any of the combat. But Shenmue is an ongoing series. Whether they can get the funding, like, I don't know how Shenmue 3 did financially, so I don't know if they're going to get the funding to finish it. But it was supposed to finish with the third game, but apparently did not. So,
okay.
Certainly check it out if you feel like you're going to go for something you haven't seen before or have recently. But it was a foundational game in the open world genre just because of the amount of stuff you could do.
All right. Yeah, the Dreamcast was ahead of its time. Even its games
Yeah.
were on some next level shit.
Yeah. So, no, we were talking about the N64. I can't remember what you were asking about it earlier.
Me?
Yeah, I thought you asked a question about it, and I said.
Oh no, I said I was saying about how I learned the thing earlier.
Oh, okay.
The N64.
Yeah, the analog stick thing.
Yeah.
Well, the more interesting thing about the N64 is that there's a better story about the actual hardware underneath it. So back in the 90s, when Sega was trying to come out with the Saturn or figuring out what they're going to do for their next gen, this company called Silicon Graphics, SGI, comes up to Sega's CEO in America, and he goes, "Hey, we got this hardware. We want you to come look at it." So what you need to know about Sega in the 90s is that the Japanese side of Sega hated Sega of America because they were successful, and Sega of Japan was not. There was a lot of salt in this situation. So anyway, with that in mind, these U.S. CEO had some Japanese engineers come in and look at the hardware, and they gave some pointers, and then they left. Sega of Japan then releases the Sega Saturn on its own. The Sega Saturn is a good platform, but it's super fucking complex. There's too many chips on the motherboard to really make it easy to program, and that's a big issue in the video game world. The hard program systems are less successful in general. But what SGI does, they're not disturbed by this. They get refused by Sega, so they approach Nintendo. And Nintendo's like, "Oh, yeah, shit, we don't have any idea what we're going to do. We don't know if Nintendo had any fucking clue what they were going to do after the Super Nintendo." So, Nintendo keeps their secrets, so, maybe they did. But they ended up going with SGI, and so SGI made the entire N64.
That's crazy.
With Nintendo's input. And after that, SGI did, they were trying to migrate from the high-end professional world to the consumer market because they weren't going to survive. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. And SGI exists as a PC seller now.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about Sega is some Asian dude kept on beating up children.
Segata Senshiro.
It's like Segata Man or something.
Yeah, Segata Senshiro.
Playing sports and dancing, beats them up.
Yeah, they were trying to figure out the Saturn was suffering in both the U.S. and Japan, so they were trying to figure out what the best thing they could do, and they came up with Sagata Sanshiro, and yeah, he beat up children for like. There's one commercial where these kids are just coming home from playing baseball, and he jumps out. And it's like the kids are like, "Oh shit, we weren't home playing Saturn." Sega Saturn Shiro, and he just beats the shit out of them for
Like,
going outside and daring to have fun in the sun.
Yep, I love that. Nice hat there, Atlantean.
If there was what's it called, beef or salt, between Sega Japan and Sega America, it makes sense why Sega ended up leaving the console game entirely.
So the CEO, I forget his name, it was Tom Kalinske, I think. The CEO was from Mattel originally, and they hired him because Sega of America was kind of floundering in 1989, so they hired him. And he's the guy who said, put Sonic the Hedgehog 1 in the box, and we're going to give it away for free. Right? Sega's like, you can't give away our best game. He's like, no, you put that in the fucking box. And, his work. First of all, what people don't understand about the 16-bit console generations, up until 1994, Sega Genesis was selling way more than the Super Nintendo. Right? The Super Nintendo was actually losing to the Sega Genesis for a good four years.
Oh, damn.
It's all this guy's responsibility, but Sega Japan, in Japan, the Super Nintendo is kicking its ass. Right? So, like, they're just getting saltier and saltier, and Tom Kalinski's like, you've done what I did.
Yeah, they could have just followed his example, but I guess not. That would work when you have a good, like a solid game, like out the gate, you don't have to spend extra money.
Yeah.
I like that.
He even went so far as that if you had bought a Sega Genesis before that did not come with Sonic the Hedgehog, you could send in your receipt and your proof of purchase, and you got a free copy of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That is awesome.
Ooh, that's dope.
And that was all his idea. And like he's like, just treat your customers nice. And like, oh shit. And so yeah, Sega deservedly did really well. They stopped.
They should put that guy in charge of Disney.
Yeah. Well, they stopped listening to him about 1994, and they tried to do this 32X. They were going to push the Saturn, and that's when. So they launched the Sega 32X in '94 instead of probably listening to this guy and just keeping with the Genesis. And the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country specifically, won that year, and then it was just all downhill from there. Once Donkey Kong Country came out, it wasn't a Nintendo game that saved Nintendo; it was Rareware. Donkey Kong Country saved the day, and that made Shigeru Miyamoto salty.
Yes, Shigeru Miyamoto hated Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's another story, but yeah, fuck Shigeru Miyamoto.
Enough cultural appropriation from me just to piss off the SJW folk.
Yeah, I was gonna take a shot at you there, but I was so like into that story.
You're gonna take a shot at me for what? My hat? My hat was awesome.
I wasn't gonna
No
take,
joke. The hat is actually really fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
That
I
is a
love
badass
that
hat. I was impressed.
That hat. My friend bought me because I used to. I don't know if you guys have heard of Spirit Halloween. I don't know if that's like a nationwide thing or not. Spirit Halloween store.
What?
Spirit Halloween?
Oh yeah, the store. Yeah.
I don't know if that's nationwide or not, but it was.
What is Spirit Halloween? Wait, no, tell your story.
It's a Halloween store.
They pop up
Halloween stores, and
okay.
they had back. Oh God, I don't know. This is back in the dark ages when I was with my first ex, and I bought a really cheap hat that looked like that. It was very cheap. When I say cheap, I mean it was cheap. And then I had it for about a year or so, and then it got crushed by a bowling ball in the backseat of the car. And then my buddy bought me that one to replace it. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. I've had that one for, 8 years now? 9 years?
And you use it when you want to role play Raiden?
Yeah, that reminds me of it's dope that your buddy bought you a new one. When I was a kid, I used to go to this store that doesn't exist anymore. I don't remember what it was called, Nature something.
Yeah.
And they had this toy, like put your hand up its ass, and it has little controls, and you just. So I used to play with it every time I was at the store. I'd punch my brother with it.
Oh God! Could you put your hand up? It's oh God! It's one of those. It was one of those fighting puppets, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Fighting puppet thing? Yeah.
Yeah, a little fighting puppet thing.
Oh
so
God! Hold on.
No, I never played with it because there was no point of playing with it at home.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Pull one up right now.
No, I'm looking. I'm laughing at myself, but you can keep talking.
Oh, okay. I thought the hand up the ass thing put something in your head, and you're like, oh yeah.
Oh no. The hand up the ass doesn't give me ideas. Not anymore.
You know what it does remind me of though? The hand up the ass. That's some fisting right there. And so we have a friend we went to college with that he's hung like a horse.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that, like, the way him and my buddy became friends is he says, "Hey dude, got a huge cock." And my buddy goes, "Let's see it." So they went into the bathroom and like, boom. He goes, "Oh, good for you."
All right. One of these right here. The fighting puppets.
Yeah, these things.
Yes. It's like the moment you were talking about, I'm like, I know what he's talking about. I don't know the
I had
name.
a green dinosaur.
The fighting puppets. These things are fucking amazing. Like they had the little. That's like they had little puppets. They had like these little. I don't know if they had like little thing, like little mechanisms inside or something.
Yeah, it was like it's pretty much.
And
It would be a pedal, and then it just works like an arm. It just extends it.
Look,
You know?
look at this.
You make it bigger? Oh shit!
Is that Donald Trump versus an elephant?
That's awesome.
Like they couldn't, like, they just didn't want to like go there, so they're just like, we'll just put the elephant on the puppet. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh god. The punching puppets.
Punching puppets.
No pictures there. It's just punching puppets.
How did that name not occur to me?
Oh,
You know,
fuck, god damn it. Jesus Christ. Sorry, hold on.
What'd you do? What'd you do now?
He done broke it. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Goes right there.
Oh my god, that's great. None.
I can look like my Honest Abe versus a nun.
That's freaking great.
Oh god.
What is that again? Punching
They're punching puppets.
rabbi? Oh, punching rabbi.
Yeah.
The devil's punching the rabbi.
That does look like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Is Rookie still here? He's kind of quiet.
That's great.
I hope I'm not creepy. I hope we're not scaring him. I really hope not.
No, you guys are good. I was doing something on my phone. What is this?
Oh my god, dude.
Oh god, hold on. Let me find another one really quick.
Are they all scratching each other's ears?
Say what?
Are they all scratching each other's ears?
No, I think they're just images put together.
Their arms are just like
fucking conga line of punching puppets. Oh, actually, that would be a really funny idea. Actually, we should do that. He's not Tristan.
On the line of punching puppets?
Sorry, just turning off the light in my closet.
Do a puppet show with the punching puppets and then do a fucking conga line.
We should do a live stream where we should all order a different punching puppet and then like do a live stream with the punching puppets instead of
just have the camera on the punching puppet.
Yeah.
That would be some Snow Dub levels of fuckery. I think that's
Yeah.
Snow Dub's shtick.
Then we'll stream with Snowdub.
I don't know Snow Dub personally.
Snow Dub is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I keep hearing that about people in the fandom. Most people are awesome. I don't have the pleasure of knowing people except knowing them beyond Twitter interactions. I mean, you folks that I stream with regularly, I know.
Yeah, the community's grown so large now. It's really tough to keep track of who and who is where. He was more popular around a little while ago, but he's starting to get back into it. So
yeah. And honestly, just
I
because
didn't know you until recently when we just started talking, and then
you just popped in someone, but that's the sort of thing. You just kind of popped in and we started talking. I don't really interact with much of the community anyway, and two, I keep to myself even if I have the chance to interact with them. It's just how I am. So
well, Thanks for interacting with us.
I'm not necessarily a social butterfly. I'm a social hermit crab, or a social periwinkle.
Well, you're fun.
Donna mentioned that Abraham Lincoln's giving the devil bunny ears.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? This is actually really fucking cool. I'm bookmarking this, first of all. I'm bookmarking that.
You know what?
Oh god. Do you guys remember these?
Punching puppet.
Oh god, punching puppet, yeah.
Punching puppet. I'm looking on Amazon right now. What?
Do you guys remember these?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Classic.
They even come with a losable winding key.
Oh my god, dude. Hold on.
Here's the thing. I love the chattering teeth. I think these are ones that are just the teeth that have the wind-up key that you take the key out and it just winds. The ones I had, they came on. They were cheap. They came on a little stand. Yep. They came on a little stand. They were cheap. They had the key in the back, but I had way too much fun with those. And just for shits and giggles too. A long time ago, I used to smoke. I'm going to throw that out there when I was in my smoking years. One time, just for shits and giggles, I took a lit cigarette that was almost dead. I put it inside the chattering teeth, and I left it on the dashboard.
Jeez.
It is so stupid, but I took a picture of it and I fucking lost it. It was one of the best fucking things ever.
I don't. Sorry to bring it back to punching puppets.
Huh?
But I said sorry to bring it back to punching puppets.
Oh no, I was going back to punching puppet, but I saw this in the novelties. I'm like, but no, there's something I wanna show as well.
All right, cool. Put it back on Amazon. Some of these are great.
Look at this. Look at this fucking. Oh god. Oh, whoops! Hold on. There's no audio here. I forgot to share the audio.
Feel bad.
All right, ready?
Bizarre. Hey.
Oh my god.
It's election special, $25.
Oh my god.
25.
I don't know what to think though. They really do more of a caricature for Obama and less of one for Trump.
Well, it's hard to do a caricature of a guy who looks like a fucking orange, okay?
Well, actually, no, it's not, because you just make him fucking orange.
You make him an orange.
He's already orange. How much more orange can you get?
You put a little there with his hair, and that's all
Rookie,
you
what?
I said you put an orange on there and with his hair, and that's it. An orange with the hair.
They have the super large teeth and the big ears, and like he's a caricature, and Donald Trump's Marvel.
They need to give Donald Trump tiny little hands if they're going for character.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna make fun of people, make fun of everyone.
Yeah. I'm not trying to down anyone here. I'm just saying, like, they've clearly got a bias.
I wouldn't say
no, that's a good observation. I hadn't noticed that until you said something. I didn't even see
Who else
him.
do they have? Who else do they
Honestly, I think that looks more of a character to Trump than it does actual Trump. I mean, because
Yeah.
Trump is orange and he
You
looks
can
like
make his
Alec.
leg lift up.
I hate to say this, but Trump looks like Alec Baldwin if he didn't have Botox.
Yeah. Do they have any other figures available? Or is it
I'm looking. They have that. They have Carl the Elephant, which is the fucking Republicans. They have Barack Obama. You know what? I would buy this one and this one just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
The Obama one is 4 cents more expensive than the other one.
Oh Jesus! Wow. Hey, that was the election special. That
Yeah, we should do a whole 4 cents.
which they'll pretty much get in shipping and handling anyway.
Yeah.
You can't ship and handle the Barack Obama one without getting bad looks. So
Jake the donkey. That's so uncreative.
I hope nobody caught that joke. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, I am. All right, so I'll remove that. Kai. Whoops. I had to stop sharing. Kai, this one is yours.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Wait, is that a Kermit? Is that a Kermit the Frog? Oh no, that's a
Yeah,
puppet.
it doesn't look like a punching puppet though. It looks like just a regular Kermit.
That is actually. You know what? Oh God, now that I got a Kermit. Frog.
Black hole has seen many a finger.
A punching Shakespeare.
Frog punching puppet. Oh, they need to make a punching puppet of. Okay.
Like,
What?
That's kind of
Say-
cool.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Speaking of video game collecting, they actually have a picture of a rare video game collectible on that previous page.
Really?
Yeah, it's a punching puppet for a PlayStation game. That one right there.
The one, this one here.
Yeah, that's actually the villain from a PlayStation game called Lunar. That puppet's worth like hundreds of dollars.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, because first of all, it's a working designs game, and they were a popular publisher back at the time, and they always made like the games. Even the packaging of the game was really well done. It was like usually foil packaged and full color manuals and decent translation, and like then they do stuff like this puppet, and so yeah, that's probably the most valuable punching puppet, other than something that might be extraordinary.
July 22nd to August 6th. I have a feeling that first one is coming from China.
Yeah.
Well, like new, that means they might be used. They might be out of.
It might not. I was gonna say.
Look at the delivery time. If it's coming from China, it'll fucking take forever.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying if it's like new and $30, it's probably a knockoff.
Yeah, no, I've heard that puppet goes for more money than that. Honestly, it might be the one with the game. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, that's something
cool.
I learned looking for things on eBay and everything. You know, you can usually tell if something's coming from China if it's like new, and if it's something that shouldn't be so cheap when it's new. Video games is a bad habit of this one, like reproduction. I remember those too, the punching pens.
You see, that one does a good Trump caricature right there. It's not overly insulting, but it's still like a good caricature of Trump.
It's just,
Yeah.
that's what everybody's character goes to. Like we get it.
He's got the narrow lips and the hair.
But no, it's just a facial expression, John. Like we get it. That's the best. That's the image everybody goes to how to own Trump. You know,
No. I'm not.
No, I know. You got me on the topic. I'm going on a fucking rant about this.
No, just let me say.
It's
I'm
so
not like
goddamn
anti-Trump here. I'm just saying,
No.
like.
I'm not saying you are. I'm talking about the idea of the character itself. There's just let me go on about this because it's.
Yeah.
You see, like I said, regardless of whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, I don't care. As long as you're not a lunatic about it, we're gonna be good. And I mean, lunatic for or lunatic against. That pendulum swings both fucking ways.
Oh yeah.
It's high on both sides. Usually it smacks the people in the middle in the nuts one too many times as it goes by, but
Jeez.
what was I saying? Oh yes, the
Something
stupid
about nuts.
in your face. It's like that's the low hanging fruit. Everybody, everyone that some picture with Trump in a stupid grin, like or it's like, can you think of something better to mock Trump with than him making his stupid yelling face. Like it's like Alec Baldwin and his Trump face. Just, like
Well,
we
it's
get
funny
it.
because he actually plays as like Trump and SNL all the time. That like he's like their Trump.
That's what
Totally.
Alec Baldwin is known for. He's not even a cast member of SNL. He's just whenever they need Trump. And he the joke I made that Donald Trump looks like Alec Baldwin without the Botox.
I don't know. My favorite Trump parody is the ones that parody his speech patterns. It's going to be the greatest. It's going to be the greatest pizza. Nobody else is going to have a better pizza than us.
That is so much fun. But
Yeah,
like,
right? Like, just random talk it and you trump it up.
like Alec Baldwin's Donald Trump looks like it came from China. The guy is fucking losing it. It's just, it kind of looks like him, but at the same time, it's just like, something's really off about that. It just doesn't look right. His eyes are. It's like, yeah, it's Chinese Trump.
Jeez.
I'm
like
gonna fucking piss
I like the
everybody off.
Trump impersonations that don't try too hard. Like, they just kind of try and be genuine and match his speech and everything, but like they're not overly caricaturizing him.
Yeah.
Because it's all like with their words and the things they say, it gets funny. It's not about being overly.
It's not necessarily about trying to be over the top. It's trying to be. And that's a funny thing too. People rag on Trump because he talks about the greatest and the best. It's like, you do realize he's speaking to the lowest common denominator. Most politicians speak like they're. I mean, I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. I mean, Americans aren't stupid, but most Americans aren't necessarily as eloquent as politicians are expected to be either.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as a diss to the average American. It's not that they're stupid or that they don't have the vocabulary to be. It's just most common folk like you and I, we talk in basic terms. We're not
writer, bro. I use big words.
You use big words to sound photosynthesis. I get it. No, but it's like.
No, you're right. It's not. I don't think people should take it. I think people do take that kind of comment as a diss, but like, it's not. It's put it in the context that like, what do you have to deal with on the daily? Like, you have words in your vocabulary that the politicians aren't going to have because they don't do the things that you do.
Right.
But the thing that they have to do, it's a little more. It's pretty important that you catch exactly what this person said and understand not only what it means, but the intent behind it and the subtext and all the other stuff. Like, ideally, when you're not just going, okay, look, if you pay me, then I'll make it happen, all right? Like, if our politicians were doing their jobs, that's what would be, necessary.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing, I will say this, the beautiful thing about the way Trump speaks, and when I say he speaks in common language, I mean, like I said, you and I, like most everyone here, we probably have a very strong vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't know big words, but in general conversation, most of the time we're just speaking in common words, common language. When you have a politician like Trump, I say politician loosely because let's be fucking real here, speaking the way he does and people mocking him, he's speaking in the common like. If you've seen Trump like throughout any of his interviews throughout your life, he's an eloquent motherfucker. You know what I mean? Are we glitching? Okay. He's not an idiot by any means. He speaks very fluidly, very eloquently, for the most part. But when you're speaking in common terms, when politicians speak in eloquence, and George Carlin did a very good bit on this on C-SPAN. When politicians talk normally in the language that they use, yeah, you can understand their words, but the way they speak and the specific words they use, they all have a specific meaning. And unless you know what the meaning is, it's very easy to misinterpret. And when you really boil it, like I said, George Carlin did a really good bit on it. I suggest you guys look it up.
Yeah.
It's like George Carlin's C-SPAN speech. He was mocking the fact that politicians have a tendency to say so much, but not say anything at all, just because of how they choose words. Like they don't. You have to look it up. Because he goes into it much better than I could. But political speak for you. It's like, okay, that's where the idea of, looking for subtext and, the inferences and all of that shit, it's like, that's when you have to listen. You have to have the keen ear. That's what these people do with Trump. Trump's speaking in relatively common language. And people think there's some underlying meaning to what he says. No, it's common language. It's bare bones. It's lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
There's no dog whistles there. There's, it's like...
He's talking to the people in exactly the language they understand.
Exactly.
Straightforward, just like, look, this is what's up.
Yeah.
And, like, people resonate with that. That's one of the reasons people like Bernie, too. Because he talks right at you. He says, look, honestly, that's just unrealistic. And then, he goes on and talks to you. Like other politicians, they'll bullshit you. They'll yank your chain.
Yeah.
They say a bunch of stuff, and you go, I don't think you answered my question.
No, they don't answer. They kind of weasel around it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
but Bernie and Trump, they'll tell you. They'll answer your questions directly. So, yeah. But
off of that, back to punching.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you want to change the topic to something humorous?
Sure.
All right, give me a second.
I've got a quick filler for you to do that. So I live in a Comcast area now, and I can't show you the address, but I've been getting these fucking annoying fuckers every month, or at least once a month. It comes in like, it almost looks like handwriting on it. Whoa, look. And inside I get a Hallmark card from Xfinity, and it's been getting my hopes up a little bit. Like my birthday was last month. Somebody sent me a birthday card, and like, look, it's fucking.
No, it's just fucking Comcast and Xfinity trying to bullshit.
They're like, get a 4K streaming device on us. It's like, nah, I'm cool. I got a PS4. Thanks.
All right, I'm ready.
Go nuts, buddy.
All right, this was from the 4th of July.
Oh God. I really need to see this.
Is it just a looping video?
It's just...
Thank you,
Oh my God! You know what? I gotta try making.
It gets funnier every time I watch it.
Well, see, I'm laughing hysterically because I was at an old job I was working at in Massachusetts. Me and a friend of mine we were talking, and we were just talking about how funny it would be just to pick up the phone, go into PA mode, and just it's like excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, fart into the phone, and then say that is all, and then hang back up. It's like we just play it off like, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, we have a message for you. That is all.
Well, now you know how that looks.
Well, that's just funny anyway, but the setup would have been...
I've got one that I've been laughing at because it just makes me feel like it's my spirit animal. So maybe.
Oh my God. Kai, if you can find that, you gotta tweet that or something.
I'm
Because that is fucking great. Oh my God.
It's like on a private Instagram account, so I don't know what the, I don't know.
Okay.
That's freaking great.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
It's my spirit animal. He had to scratch his ass.
There's no
Is
sound.
that what he was doing? Oh wait, rewind it. I thought he was mad dogging the thing. I was looking at his head. I didn't realize he's like digging his asshole.
I feel some scratching butt on the car.
Go and play that again, dude. What the fuck?
It must itch. That's all I can say.
Holy shit! Oh god.
I don't know.
All right, this was fun, but I gotta head out, guys.
Oh god. Thank you. Oops, rookie. Thank you for.
Let me see if
Rookie, before you leave, Lane and I have a segment called Sacred Cow Slaughter, and I'm going to give you a chance to nominate something sacred that we can slaughter.
Um,
You can get back to us if you want.
Alien.
Alien,
Wait, alien or aliens?
Alien.
the movie.
Oh
The
god.
movie.
I don't know if we can
That's
sum
good.
it up.
I don't know if we should touch that one because that's not a sacred. That's
Oh.
a hard one.
Oh. Okay, what about Ghostbusters, the original?
That's a hard. I don't. That's a hard one too. I don't think they're necessarily sacred cows. It's something we could definitely rip apart, but
Well, what's an example of a sacred cow then?
something. Oh god.
We already did Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That's one we did.
Oh, wait,
We're talking
what?
games. I have no idea what's like in
So a
that.
Sacred Cow Slaughter would be like you take something that's really popular and everyone thinks is just the best thing, and you analyze its flaws because it's not.
That's what I was doing, right?
A sacred cow is not necessarily something that's awesome. It's just a factoid or a statement that's never really questioned, and is never reasonably questioned. You know what I mean? That's what a sacred cow is. That's why I say Alien is kind of hard. Alien and Ghostbusters would be kind of hard to be considered a sacred cow because
Especially because the franchise has kind of gone downhill.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say they're not necessarily overhyped. They actually live up to the reputation they have.
Yeah.
They're very interesting. I think it could be done, but those are very hard sacred cows to do.
Well, I guess it's like because I saw Alien for the very first time last year, and it was okay, I guess, but I don't know. Like I could see how when it came out, I guess people would love it, but and I love the way it looks. Like technically on a film level of the way that they were able to make the alien look was cool and all, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's so much of it that I'm like, I don't really see the appeal, I guess. I don't know. And I'm okay with slow movies. People always go, "Oh, you just want fast and explosions and figures." I'm like,
everybody who makes that argument's like, "You dumb motherfucker! You just shut."
I'm like,
you don't know what you're talking about.
Bad and the Ugly, and that's a long ass movie that's slow as hell. So.
No, oh god.
Well,
that would be a very hard. Listen, this is what I asked about because I asked about Alien or Aliens because Aliens is a very popular sacred cow that does need to be disemboweled.
Well, I'd say Aliens is easier to break down because it is good for what it is, but if you argue like between the two, it's like it makes the xenomorphs seem less threatening than what they were technically, and that's already like a big downgrade from what you can consider it to be. But I mean, people like Alien because it's like a slasher in space in a way, in a confined area. But that's my thing too. I'm not a huge fan of slashers, so because it's usually a bunch of people that I don't like that are going to get killed anyway, and then it's like, and then they have to kill it, and it's the same thing with Alien to me. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of people. They only care about them. They're going to get killed. Okay.
But Alien does a good job of making you care about the people. I mean, aside from Ash, Ash is an asshole.
Well, it's like all they kind of do is do some characteristics, but they don't do anything that makes me care about them.
Yeah.
So, tell me one thing about the characters. Like, the black guy
was a woman.
What
black guy was the token black guy.
Yeah. What did he do? What did he do? Or what?
I mean, they didn't really. They didn't. Let's say I could definitely agree with that. They didn't have much in terms of character development, but they weren't like Friday the 13th counselors where they're all just complete assholes at this point.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, an easier thing to break down maybe then is like the very beginning, the intro, the 5 or 6 minute long panning of the inside of the ship. What useful things did we learn in that pan?
This would probably really, now that he's talking about this would probably be a really fun sacred cow, if only for satire purposes.
I got to go find a copy of Alien first.
We gotta.
I mean, like,
do yourself a favor. Tristan, hunt down the either hunt down the quadrilogy or the collector's edition on Blu-ray.
Okay.
I did. You get all four. Resurrection is at least worth the entry
Because
price.
it sounds like the rookie critic here actually has some points.
Oh, he's definitely things I wouldn't think of.
Which is what's required for a sacred cow slaughter.
Thank you. Because it's like what I would do is like I'm not saying that it's an awful movie, but I'm saying that it is very overrated. I think as far as how well quality level is, because
All right.
like even in the intro, like I understand that they're trying to set the tone and like trying to make it you're in space, empty, lonely, but that's about it. That's the only thing that we get out of it, and it's like. Nothing in it is revealed or to make us think about or anything later. It's just literally just panning the ship, and then when they land, it's like just like such slow, boring landing. Like I thought they were going to show them go to the bathroom, and it just seemed like useless time. Like we're not.
Well, doesn't it though? It shows them waking up and going about their wake up routine. So. Is that
right? No, I get that, and I mean that part's fine. But you have to. That's after nothing happened for 6 minutes.
I'm going to interrupt you, rookie critic. This is all stuff that will go in the episode.
Yeah, this is for real.
That's fine.
I'm writing this down as we speak.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I plan on making a video about this soon, or having a debate with some people that love Alien, because
hey, man, look,
it's a fun topic.
We are going to do the sacred cow, and when this is something we got to plan out. Because it's kind of hard to do on a whim. I mean, if we don't know it offhand. Ocarina of Time, he and I both did because we know Ocarina like the back of our hands.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
So we'll try to invite you on for that episode.
No, I'll plan ahead. I will make sure you have the time to come on, rookie.
Okay.
But can we show him? Should we show him the sacred cow clip before he leaves?
Might as well.
All right. Yeah. By the way, I have a subscription here, obviously, and this is one of the clips that I made just because I thought it was going to be funny.
Nice. I think you can make videos longer now too. By the way, you can make them around. It's either around a minute, or you can have extra space in what you upload.
Oh yeah, that one I just made quickly, just so.
I've got a 3-minute like intro on my channel, so not an intro, but it's like a about to start video.
Yes, I have the starting soon clip. That's just a clip with a countdown for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
or not 20 minutes. The fuck am I talking about? 2 minutes.
Seconds. No, I knew what you meant.
2 minutes, not 20 minutes. That's a really long starting soon clip to go live on.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Like, yeah, can you imagine that? We're gonna go live 20 minutes. I should do that just to be an asshole one of these days. Just have a 20-minute starting soon clip. Yes, here you go. And then at the 21 mark, I said, "Thank you." Have the title screen run, talk for a couple of minutes. Good night.
You should have throughout that 20 minutes. You need to have it look like you're about to start. Like have a bunch of peaks. Where it's like you're just about to begin. Oh no, we're going back down. Okay.
Yeah. Just have it stop and then have it rewind and then.
Yeah, something like
that. You can have an intro.
Yeah, so you guys have a good one. This is a fun little chat.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem. You guys will start to realize the flaws of Alien.
We're going to have fun with this one. Applesauce for Rookie for joining us. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Okay. Applesauce. Oh, God. That's actually a really good idea. I didn't think of that.
What?
Sacred cows in Alien and Ghostbusters, mainly because it's really hard to see them as sacred cows because
Well, the thing is that we tried to do it to franchises, although we did do Ocarina of Time specifically, but I think that's because Ocarina of Time is kind of like a monolith among the series. But like Alien, the movie is moderately popular. It's not insanely so like Ocarina of Time is, and people don't prop it up as like perfection, right? Whereas people were like, Ocarina of Time, 10 out of 10, best game ever. Like,
like people do with Aliens. That's why I asked them, because Aliens, like fucking James Cameron, everyone props it up as like the best Aliens film. I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily because, you know, a lot of the common criticism is, oh, well, the aliens aren't as much of a threat. And it's like, you guys do realize there is a storytelling trope called conservation of ninjutsu.
Yeah.
And those of you, I don't know if you guys, let me put a little
I don't know what
disclaimer on this.
Ninjutsu is. I know the pirate ninja ratio, you know, but I don't know about the ninjutsu.
Well, I'm gonna open the tab and show you, but I'm just gonna say I spend a lot of time on TV tropes, and I look up TV tropes and everything like that. So I know a lot of shit about this sort of thing, just because I spend a lot of time looking it up. But it's a TV trope. It basically means, you know, basically it's one person. There's a certain amount of power can only be spread out amongst a certain number of people. The more people you have, the less overall, you know, power they collectively have. Here, I'll put up the screen right here, because I love TV tropes anyway. It's fun to learn about it. It's good to learn about, especially story devices and everything.
Like how the Green Ranger could take on all 5 Power Rangers when he was by himself.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
He became 1/6 the power.
Well, that's also a case of evil gets a downgrade too. That's a totally different trope. But yes, that is actually the conservation of ninjutsu. There it goes. Here it is. In any martial arts fight, there is only a finite amount of ninjutsu available to each side in a given encounter. As a result, one ninja is a deadly threat, but an army of them are cannon fodder. I say, then this image right here says you can have 3 guesses who's gonna win. The first 2 don't count. And it really is a good, it's definitely really awesome. It's like it's a specific form of plot armor. This, it says the trope is very common due to numerous storytelling considerations fueling it. Drama thrives on conflict, and having the few put up a fight against the many is basically a free conflict coupon that's automatically viable during any, few versus many confrontations. Why have the superhero team curb stomp the villain if you can make them powerful enough to force them into teamwork, basically? Why have the Fantastic Four beat the hell out of Doctor Doom just because there's 4 of them, instead of having Doctor Doom beat all of their asses until they all work together? You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's more or less what the conservation of ninjutsu is.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of
In college, my friends and I got into a debate about the power of a pirate versus the power of a ninja. And by the end of it, we concluded that a ninja's power is inversely proportional to how many ninjas are present, while a pirate is more powerful with more pirates. So they're opposites.
Yeah, it's a conservation of ninjutsu. That's where the more ninjas you have, I mean, obviously it's ninjutsu, but in storytelling, it's pretty much anything. The more dangerous the creatures are, like if there's like with the alien. You have an army full of aliens. Yeah, they're a threat. They're dangerous. But compared to that single alien that was able to wipe out the entire crew, the whole horde of them is going to be a little bit weaker because, well, there's more of them. And it's cannon fodder. It's let me think about this. If aliens followed the formula of the first Alien movie, well, the movie would have been over within a half an hour. Because all of those aliens being as powerful as the first one would have, been like, okay, well, we'll just kill them all. What kind of movie is that?
Look at Gandalf, too. He's like superhumanly powerful, but he went down like a bitch because he was on a team.
Yeah.
The lesson is no teams. Roll solo. Rough Riders, no thank you. Singular, please.
And there's a lot of them here, too.
Rider. Never run out of bullets. Only grenades.
Star Wars is one of the good tropes here. Probably the only time in that the Imperial Stormtroopers were at all capable was when fighting a large number of rebel troops, both in the opening scene of A New Hope and in the invasion of Hoth in The Empire Strikes Back, which in the invasion of Hoth, they curb stomped the fucking rebels. After that, they were just fighting Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia. They became the infamously poor marksmen they're remembered as. You know, I mean, discounting, you know, the excuse in A New Hope, it's plot armor. Oh, God. What else do they have? Kill Bill, Indiana Jones. He nearly gets killed when there's one Nazi left, Indiana Jones. Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, yeah. The Bruce Lee films are actually popular for this one. Bruce Lee, one guy taking on armies of 80, like Enter the Dragon, Fists of Fury. To do things the lazy way.
Kill Bill does a great job with the Crazy 88.
Oh, yeah. Kill Bill's on this list, too. Kill Bill Volume 1. The bride is able to slice through numerous Crazy 88 members like butter with a superior katana, only having trouble when she faced the General and Gogo Yubari one-on-one. They weren't technically Crazy 88s, but... what else? Ninja Assassin plays... Yeah, Ninja Assassin. Y'all seen that movie, Ninja Assassin?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen that? Look it up. It's kind of cheesy, but it's a good movie.
I love those old kung fu movies. I just haven't seen too many of them.
Oh, I love the old kung fu movies, man. I want, like I was saying in one of our chats, I want to have a stream where we just pick an old kung fu movie, like not a plethora of them, but just pick an old kung fu movie or two and just talk about it for the stream. You know, there's a lot of them.
Dude, for my trivia game last week or the week before, I had a question that was what movie has Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, oh shit, I'm mixing up the other two guys. Was it that? Wait, I have this open real quick. Anyway, Jackie Chan, two other huge martial artists, and Bruce Lee. It was the Way of the Dragon, right? The Fist of the Dragon.
No, if you're talking about with Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan plays a small cameo role in it.
Because they all went to the
Jim Kelly, the black guy.
Those guys all went to the same. Hold on, now I want to look this up. They all went to the same martial arts school together. So and then now they're the ones that coordinate martial arts all over the place.
Jim Kelly was a martial artist. John Saxon was in that one as well.
Martial arts?
Yeah. You're talking Enter the Dragon, right?
Yeah, Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
I give it to me.
Yeah. That was a movie. Let's say because Jackie Chan plays the guy that gets his neck snapped by Bruce.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why it's like he had a cameo role in it. He was the guy that got his neck snapped.
Here it is. The question was, this legendary kung fu movie stars Bruce Lee and features Sammo Hung, Yuan Biao, and Jackie Chan.
Yuan who?
Yuan Biao. He's let me give you his info here.
Was Sammo Hung in
a Hong Kong martial artist?
That was Sammo Hung in the beginning?
Yep.
Really? I didn't know that. I know who Sammo Hung is. I didn't know that was. Is that really?
Yeah, they all went to the same martial arts school in Hong Kong. It's for the
holy shit.
They all coordinate like things in Hollywood. They're in all kinds of action movies. Like
oh yeah, Sammo Hung definitely. Oh yeah, Sammo Hung.
Dope, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was Sammo Hung ever.
You know what? You should watch my trivia show.
I did once.
It's got. I try to make it better every week. I do little tweaks and improvements. I think I've made the abilities a little neater, but I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
I'm gonna order one of these punching politicians, though. I want one so much. And when I have the cash to spare, I mean, it's not gonna be. But
Yeah,
oh god,
I think I'm gonna start. Come to think of it, I think I'm gonna start posting questions from the game and their answers on like social media, so
just
people
have random trivia.
random trivia that I've already done on the show. So
It's like, 'cause the thing is, you do your trivia streams, your time. Most of the time, I'm usually either at work or I'm getting off work by the time you start. So it's like I'm missing it because I'm driving home and everything.
all right, I got you, man.
But
it's all good. I'm just giving you shit. Like,
no, I know.
I'm
I
trying
did
to
watch. I did watch one when I had the Sunday off. But
all right, which one was it?
I think it was the one of the. I don't remember what it was.
What was going on? What do you remember?
I remember me talking a lot in the chat.
Oh, that was early on. Yeah,
that was early on.
Yeah.
But I watched that one to the end and all of that.
Oh, dope, man. Thank you.
But
yeah, dude, Sammo Hung.
I really didn't know that was Sammo Hung. That is fucking awesome. And I know who Sammo Hung is because I mean he was in Ip Man, the movies there. He was in a bunch of other movies too. Ip Man with him, Donnie Yen.
Yeah, they collaborated a lot because they're homies.
Donnie Yen is a fucking good martial artist too.
They're all good. They're all fantastic.
But the idea kind of popped in my head. Like I want to do movies about because I was watching Mortal Kombat on Netflix, and because I have it on Blu-ray, but it's on Netflix. I'm like, huh?
Was Sammo Hung in Mortal Kombat?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was no, but the kung fu movies, and I wanted to do videos. I thought about doing videos on like because I was watching a bunch of other movies as well. Have you all seen the movie? You're familiar with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, right, Kai? South Park creators.
What? What's South Park?
Now he's fucking with me. He's fucking
yeah.
How can you not know what South Park is, man? It's only been around for 20 years.
I've watched South Park since episode 1. My family, check it out. It's like this. We didn't have we weren't like well off, but Dish Network was just getting started, and they're like, check it out. We have this little dish. You put it on top of your house. It's a little dish. And you know what? Since we're brand freaking new, we're practically giving them away. Do you guys want to sign up for like a 2-year contract for dirt cheap? And my dad was like, yes. So we saw a lot of these cable companies kind of be born. And so Comedy Central, when they started rolling out their original content, we would see the commercials for South Park. And we all thought it was really funny. It was like South Park, the story of 4 Colorado Rocky Mountain town kids, and then boom, a tree falls on Kenny.
Yes.
And then it starts over. South Park, the story of Colorado Mountain.
Oh god, I remember watching the first episode of South Park, not realizing what it was. I think it was just like back when I was like 97 or 98 when I was I was younger. Back when Celebrity Deathmatch was a thing.
Yeah.
That was a fucking good show too. I think I remember seeing the first episode of that with Marilyn Manson fighting Charles Manson.
Oh, dude, that show was amazing. You know what?
It was, and then it kind of went to shit. But
yeah, you know what's actually kind of funny though? I think that people would respond well to a show if they did Celebrity Deathmatch for real, except it's not a deathmatch. But if they did it for real, like which 2 celebrities do you want to see duke it out? You and you. All right, this week's votes came to these people. These are the top 2 celebrities, so you 2 have to fight. And then like put them in a ring with some gear and maybe some like practice weapons, and like go for it. Just watch them fight. I think that.
So I'm getting a little tired. I might need to
Yeah,
get off here soon.
I say we probably should.
You guys.
I say it's getting on 11 o'clock, and we're at the 2-hour mark. I usually wanted us to try and get into the habit of not going until we're fucking dead tired, because most everybody's gonna drop off at that point because they're all tired and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna call it for the night. So
I just bought the movies from Best Buy so I can watch them over there.
But we'll have
then
to.
I can have a better opinion.
We'll have to plan out the sacred cow.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to
Well,
talk
it
about
really
our
should be
ideas.
planned out, honestly, because there's supposed to be valid critiques of popular franchises and companies.
Is it something? I don't know. We'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah. So I say that was actually really good. We got a good audience and everything. That's awesome especially for being back after three freaking weeks. So yeah. Thank you, AFK. So I don't know what the fuck I'm waiting around for. That's gonna be it. So thank y'all for staying around, and we will catch y'all later. Stream over.
Good night.
Later.
All right. Hold on a sec.